Well, you know, this time of year, winter, you know, we got cold temperatures. This time of year we want to pay special close attention to, because here we are, we're in February, the month of February, and this time of year it's very important to start to pay attention if we're trying to follow and understand the squatches when they start coming about and moving around. Today's a good example. As far as temperature wise, we're in the 50s right now. That's nice. There's a light breeze, which does a lot better than the last time I was out here. It was gushing hard wind, which was no good for any wildlife tracking. So right now, I'm coming into the area to observe any early signs of movement. Now, I've studied the movement. I know when they get active in here. Usually around the month of May, you know, late April, May. Yeah, because the temperatures have really starting to warm up a lot more. And that's when a lot of wildlife, because, you know, you got spring approaching summer. And that's when a lot of wildlife gets on the move. When a lot of your prey, you know, starts moving around, your predators start moving around. So, this one particular area right here, we got an old log road right here. It goes in, kind of comes to a dead end, and where part of it meets the water in a creek, and then we got, you know, we got all this, we got a ridge going up here, got a lot of pine thickets up here. This is the kind of area right here that provides a lot of natural cover, and they blend in up in here. So, we're gonna see what we can come across. If there's any squatches around, hey, maybe we might get fortunate. We might get one on film. My main thing is I'm gonna be looking for tracks. Tracks will tell you a lot. Don't ever let anyone tell you tracks don't mean nothing. Tracks mean that they're moving around. It's common sense. So that's what we're gonna be looking for. We're gonna look for other you know, signs, and see if there's anything that could tell us that they're here and on the move. Because most of the time, I do believe they escape to higher, deeper terrain during the colder months, where there's dens and caves and shelter more available for them. But here on the lower ground, I mean, well, I consider this lower ground. We're really still in the mountains right here, and we're in a remote area at this very moment. So let's see if they had moved down a little bit. We're gonna go continue on. We're gonna go scout and explore this area. So if they're on the move, we're gonna know. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not old. We found a nice track right here. This is not big, but it's very wide. Even at the heel, it's wide, and I see one big toe you can make out. But look at this right here. There's the heel. And right there, I know the camera's probably not doing no justice, but there's the big toe right up there. Got a little water sitting in it. Alright, and as you can see, look at the rest of the areas. Oh, maybe you can't see it. It's water running. It's all water right here running down. So it's soft and marshy right here. And if we take our time and look around, we might get fortunate to find another one. Look here, we got something smaller right here. Yeah, look at this. A little narrow. It's a different shape. There's a toe. We got toes right here. Right there, we got a track right there. Look at this right here. There's a heel. Let me try to hold this steady. Back the camera up. There we go. Right here, got a heel. You know, we got something going on. They're working their way up this way. And due to the water flowing, that's what makes it a little challenging and a little difficult to see where the tracks are coming or going. We do know the direction, the one I just showed you by my tree knot. Let me back up a little bit here. So right here, just to the right of my hickory stick. Yeah, I want you to take a good look at that. We're looking easily 4 inches wide at the heel, and the width stays pretty consistent. The reason I'm going to rule out a bear on this one, because bears usually tend to have a very narrow heel. So, yeah, we'll see. Line this up to here. Yeah, we're looking easily 12 in a good 12, possible 13 inches. So from the bottom of my stick up to the mark of the arrow, there we go. And by the way, this here was a gift by Mr. Michael Cook. He even has my name on this side here. Thank you, Michael Cook. Very awesome. So, see, if you pay attention, this is what you find. This is what you find. So, there we have early sign of them moving around. With confidence, feel that that is a squatch track. And like I just pointed out, we had a smaller shape. We may have had more than one in the area here, just judging from that size there and the one that's going up the hill here. That's the direction, because you can see a clear cut right through here. They were escaping to the higher ground. So maybe we could take a chance and browse up through there. Not saying this just happened, but seriously, you never really know. Like I said, there's a lot of pine all through here. Very little hardwood. Again, the pine setting, so you got a lot of small saplings right here. But this area here, this is where I believe they like to hang around, because they can hide, they can blend in, they can look just like a tree, especially if they're dark. Because I know the ones in this area, I promise you, they are dark. They're like, when I say dark, I'm talking about black fur or hair. One eyewitness had described seeing a dark reddish brown. Of course, that was a couple miles up the other way from here. So let's carry on. Let's continue up this old log road. See what else we come across. Now, I don't get too crazy when it comes to tree structures and breaks. These are the ones I find fascinating. I tend to find them very interesting. As you see, that tree is broke right there. And if we take our time, zoom out a little bit here and follow it up. Let's come on the other side. We got the pine, we got the cedar hiding there. Look at that same tree right there. Broke again. Come over top of another tree. See, there it is. Coming down right here into the log road. See, those are what I find interesting. A double snap tree. We got a little bit of lower ground down here to the right. But my focus is ahead of us and up on this hill. Why on the hill? Because we're on the lower ground from this hill. And that puts us at risk. Because down here versus up there, I am the prey. That's right, you heard me correctly. I am the prey. We have bears. Bears are going to be moving around more. The mama bears, aka the sows, they may have their young. That's going to be happening very soon. Some could start soon, much sooner than others. Sometimes more in the summer or late summer. Some sows have their cubs a little later. I've noticed that from my observations. I've seen a mother bear with its cubs out here before, and it was already late summer. We have mountain lions in this area. These are little considerations we have to think about, especially when we're alone out here in the woods. We're in the area right here, multiple creeks running into each other here. You got one down here, and then I can tell you exactly where they go. They actually connect into one other creek, which flows into the river, and the river that flows into the lake. Right here, I've been taking my time, really looking around, zooming in and examining the surrounding area, because we came up the logging road, which elevated uphill. Now we're coming down, we're sloping downhill. We got a ridge over here. We got a little valley over here. It's all low ground down here. From anywhere down here is all low ground. But this whole area is full of pines. And again, we have a lot of down trees, uprooted trees. So you got a lot of stumps and root systems all through here. But what I've been doing is trying to zoom ahead, scan the area very carefully, because anything in the area, we're going to find it. My camera, it's not a very expensive camera, but I'm impressed with the quality of it. It's a Sony high def Handycam, and the camera is perfect. You don't have to have a real expensive camera to get good footage. You just need to know how to use your equipment. But I'm going to tell you what, this is a very squatchy area. The Squatches live here. The Squatches inhabit this area. The Squatches been through here. They will be back. And you're probably saying, well, why aren't you being quiet? I've been quiet. I've been doing a lot of quiet, silent filming. I'm here talking to you, explaining about this area right now. And for those who haven't observed or experienced enough Sasquatch activity, Sasquatches are more curious when you're quiet, when you're talkative. You know, they're not going to necessarily run around. They want to know who you're talking to. I've had plenty of experiences on my own. I've also had them with more with people, having others with me. But there's nothing wrong with talking out here in the woods. It's not like we're hunting for deer. It's not like we're hunting for any other, game animal. We're out here learning nature. We're exploring as we go, you know, and just absorbing it, taking it all in. But Sasquatch is a very curious creature. If he's around and they hear you talking, yeah, it's gonna spark their curiosity. It's gonna like they're gonna be checking you out. They may not come in and stand next to you and listen to you talk. They're probably watching me right now. I mean, they're probably hiding right here behind, probably behind or next to one of these pine trees. And yeah, I've been looking and scanning very carefully. That's how well they blend in. They're natural camouflage champions. They're, you know, #1 champions of hide and seek, as you know, as we see on social media. So there's a lot of with the sun shining the way it is, it's projecting a lot of shadows in the area. Those shadows with the pine, perfect cover. Anybody who gets out in the woods enough knows this. We're gonna go check down by that creek here. We're gonna explore. We're gonna work our way, look around on this lower ground. We got this hollow, that, you know, this little gully right here that comes down. Some call them hollows, some call it gullies, or whatever you want. The little ravine. We're gonna check these areas out. These are areas I want to explore. Yeah, I got a game trail running right through here. When you got game trails in your area, that's always good. That's a good thing, because it tells you that there's prey that roams the area. And again, where there's prey, there's predators. Tempted to do a tree knock. Well, wait a minute. Alright, I don't know. I didn't get no response. But tell you what, in this area, tree knocks, if you put out tree knocks, I've always gotten responses from them. We're going to try again a little further down. If there's squatches in the area, I promise you, we will get a response. The one thing I did thought I heard, I wasn't so sure, that. Woo! Did you guys hear that? That's what it sounded like. Woo! I'm going to have to play this back, see if it picks up on the audio. Because it's dead silent out here. Everything's calm. I'm looking up over that ridge right now. Maybe we did get something. Something might be around here. We're going to go walk down a little further and see if we can get more. See, with the sunlight, you gotta be careful with a lot of shadows out here. Look at this. You cannot deny, you cannot tell me this is not humanoid. Look at the heel. And right up there, there's toes. We're looking about 9-10 inches. I believe that may be a possible young squatch, a juvenile. And look where it's at. It's all this muddy creek right here, and where this section of the lake comes off into like this little cove. Look, we got more here. What else do we got here? That one's kind of hard to make out, but it's definitely a track there. Seriously, I'm looking very carefully. This is what I look for. This is the stuff I love finding. I mean, I want to think, could this be just a playground for young squatches? They come down and get an easy drink of water. Because look, they're hidden. The main shore of the lake is just over on the other side over there. Anybody that may be out there, it's not going to see over here. They're going to be protected right here. When I say protected, I mean hidden. So yeah, we got, I like to believe that we have young squatch tracks right here. And that one there is awesome. I'm going to take a picture of that with my phone. That's why I always bring my phone for a backup, plus I use that for still shots. I sometimes take still shots with my camcorder, But I prefer the cell phone for regular pictures. Alright, this is awesome. We're going to pay attention to this area. I'm going to explore around real carefully, look around real well, see what we got. Alright, I'm going to let this sit right here. Before I move any debris, I want you to look very carefully at what I'm looking at right here. I am now on the lower part of the ridge above from where I was walking. I was on lower ground. I am above now. I want you to look right between my phone and my tree knock stick. Look what we got right there. Now, because there's debris here, it's not entirely too much, but judging from this track, it's probably only a week or two old. Now I'm going to carefully move the debris because I see what appears to be toe impressions right up there. Alright, I'm going to try to set this camera. I don't know how well this is going to work. I got to get down here. I want you to watch me move the debris. Very carefully, you pinch it. You don't want to disturb the track. You can see the shape. You know, look, yeah, there's a toe. This is definitely a track. I see a big toe. I see that. The little toe didn't really register. I see there's a little twig right there that's kind of stuck in the ground. I'm not going to touch that. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to move too much debris. I think this track clearly speaks for itself. Now look at it again from up here. Right here is the heel and the toes. And it's headed in that direction over there on the bottom where I was going. But perhaps it was kind of working its way and cutting over this way. Because this direction I'm actually headed, if I go to the right here, it stays parallel from where I was walking. It just goes higher up on the ridge. So that's the direction we're going to work anyway. That's where I was actually headed. Basically, I'm doing a one big giant circle right now. So, yep. Man, today has been a great day for finding tracks. Found juvenile tracks, big boy tracks. Yeah, we got something going on today. But again, this track here, my judgment is it's a week or two old. It had some debris in it. It may have been a few days old. So it didn't have much debris in it, that's for sure. Let's continue working our way up around here and seeing what else we come across. And here we are looking down. Of course the sun's glaring. The sun's pretty bright in that direction. We just came from out of there where the track was found. I'm going to try to stay here on the higher ground. Sitting here taking a little breather. When you're up on these ridges right here and you're not completely on flat ground, working your way around them on the edges of them right as they slope down, sometimes it can be a little challenging. I need to get myself back into shape. I mean, I could still go for hours. I could go for miles out here. Usually when I take people out here, they complain because I go too far and they can't keep up. And that's the thing. I don't try to outrun nobody. I take my time. I'm very observant out here. So while we're sitting here, I'm going to do a tree knock real quick. Being up here on the high ground would be a great place for this to work. I did too. Tell you, regardless if I get responses out here or any activity, it doesn't matter. Doesn't mean they're not out here. They're out here. But I tell you what, sitting here, looking down at the stream flowing down there, sun shining. I mean, it's beautiful out here. If you don't enjoy this, I'm telling you, this ain't for you. I can stay out here all day. But I'm going to tell you, I promise you, if you get out here, you spend enough time out here, there's a lot that you will experience being out here. Sitting here, enjoying the fresh air, enjoying God's beautiful country, the creation that God created for us to enjoy. You know, and then mysteries unravel over time. They do. They seriously do. Everything, over time, things will be revealed. And I've been out here long enough. I have learned and picked up on quite a bit since I've been coming out here. You'll be surprised the little things that you learn and pick up on just being out here. All the little pieces of knowledge that you can share and pass down to others. I mean, today has been one of my better days through the cold winters. I've found some nice tracks today. And I gotta say, they've been very fresh, recent, not old. So what's that telling us? They're active now. They are active. They're in the area. They're on the move. Of course, why? I mean, just like us or any other animal that lives out here, you know, they got to eat. It's common sense. They got to eat. There's streams down here. They're down there. They're down by the edges of the, you know, the lake. There's food out here. There's water out here. They got to eat to survive. They got to drink. They got to stay hydrated, just like we do. I got my bottle of water with me. One of my many flaws, I often forget or leave my water or my drink in my vehicle before I start trekking off into the woods. But people, get out here. If you are able to, get out here. If, for those who are grounded, can't get out, have a limitation to your mobility, I recommend you coming out here with me. If you have a way to get out here, I promise you, you will experience something. One way or another, you will experience something. Especially when we have our group expeditions, our campouts, to meet new people, to fellowship, you'll learn a lot from hearing from others. You'll pick up on things from hearing from others. You'll learn a lot from reading stories. I mean, there's books I got that have, you know, descriptions from eyewitnesses, and hearing those stories and comparing them to what you see and experience out here, it puts a lot together. It really does. That's why when you don't be afraid to read a book. You'll learn a lot. I've put my research into books. I shared other people's stories in my books. Don't ever dismiss reading. Just because you say you don't read, you limited yourself to knowledge. You limited yourself to the world. You put yourself inside a closed box. And that's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, keep squatching. This is a very strong tree, and ladies and gentlemen, it's going uphill. That's right, this break that you see right here was done with a lot of force, and it's going uphill. I like to rule out weather on this one here. Very interesting. Again, it's going uphill. I gotta watch my footing here because it's not easy. Look at the force. That's been pushed over or pulled down. See, it's going uphill, as you can see, clear as day. Yeah, I tell you what, getting out here, exploring, taking time to be observant. Yeah, I find tracks. If they're around, I'm going to find them. And as you've seen early through this video footage, those were very fresh. I know sometimes the camera doesn't always do justice. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm prepared to bring people out here. I mean, we got the event coming up the weekend of April 27th and 28th. I'm very much looking forward to that. Because we got a group that's coming down from up north that's asked me to lead an investigation. That's exciting. Enough that, you know, these people trust me. They have observed who I am and what I do. And I mean, they like the way I conduct my research, which is awesome. I mean, it's simple, laid back, and it's true. I find real stuff. And there's a lot that I've experienced out here, and I just want to share that with everybody. On the other hand, there's people that don't agree to the way I get out here. But ladies and gentlemen, you gotta understand, there's no right way to research. I mean, I strive and I push to use a scientific approach. People don't understand a scientific approach. I'm very objective. Not everything is a Squatch out here. Not everything is Squatch related. There's some things I like to believe in the possibility that what we do find could be Squatch. Because I have experienced the unknown out here. I have experienced things that are set apart from what is known. And how is that so? How do I know that? Because it's experience. It's knowledge I've gained over the years. So, there's not many people that get out here. And that's why I invite people to come out here. It's not going to happen overnight. Things don't happen just because you go out in the woods one time, you know, once a week or whatever it is. You got to be able to find the time, use that time wisely, dedicate yourself to get out here and dedicate that time observing, exploring. That's how you discover things. That's how things are found. So, and if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask. Please ask. Don't assume. Don't take another person's word for it. Do your own research. I mean, overall, the Bigfoot community in general through social media has become a dramatic, ego challenging, childish playground. Yeah, there's people with egos out there that feel like they're in competition with each other. And that's not going to get nobody anywhere. I love to compare what I find with other people. People love to compare what they find with me. When I post things, I get feedback. People's like, oh, I'm finding the same thing in my area. That's awesome. That's awesome. Rather it be in a similar looking structure or formation. What are they? What do they mean? These are things that we're working on. I'm very objective when it comes to tree structures and formations. I have to look at them very critical. I have to look at them in an objective view. Because we have wildlife that's responsible. We have nature, wildlife, weather. So there's a lot of little factors that are also responsible for a lot that we associate with Bigfoot. So not just getting out here in the field, reading, studying. That's proper research combined with field work. Getting out here in the field along with reading and studying. What are we reading? What are we studying? I'm self-taught, I'm being self-taught in a lot of fields here, mainly in simple biology, the ecology. I try to study primatology for my own consideration of what I believe Sasquatch is. So everybody has a different view and a different opinion. Do not bash them. Because what I believe, opposite from what someone else believes, they may prove something completely different than from what I believe. Vice versa. So never rule out the possibility of what someone else is thinking or believing, regardless. Because their research and my research, we might meet somewhere in the middle where we could combine our work, or something just might add up. Okay? So that's why it's very important not to rule out or dismiss or ridicule any other person in this field. Think about that. It's common sense. Hold on. Sorry for a second. I thought I heard movement around me. Alright. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, it was a good workout, good exercise, and I love that I found some tracks today. That tells me a lot. Tells me they're moving around. They're starting to feed more. And this is right up across from my camp, just on the other side of the river. And yep, this is awesome. We got Squatch movement. So all right, till next time, guys. Keep it squatchy. There's something around here. I keep hearing movement around me. Alright, I'm going to get off here so I can pay attention. You guys have a good day. Keep it squatchy. Until next time, this is Daniel Benoit, founder of the ECBRO.